Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dark World, and the big reactor, I don't have enough jelly cryo-theme yet to fill it up, so I decided we're going to work on some bees here a little bit. I finally got the glittering nuclear. These two, if we put them together, we can make radioactive, but we want the Alveary. And we need some labware. So, Alveary. So this is going to be very nice. This will produce Alveary for us. Pretty sure. Let's take a look. Alveary combs. Give us Alveary, 25% chance. I guess that's a little bit low, isn't it? And we've got 2% chance of the comb, so yeah, we're not going to be swimming in this stuff necessarily, but it'll be a nice little supply to augment anything we might find underground as well. Unstable, we have to get rid of that. Let's get rid of the effect. Yeah, effect none. Just make sure there's nothing else we want on this. Shortest, rocks. Yeah, nothing very interesting. So, run that through there. Some more labware. So, as a reminder, you when you get the print or the queen, you need to run through once if you want to get a fix, change the DNA around. But then once you stick it in a apiary, you want to go through one generation. You want to get the princess and a drone back, and then run both of those through again, because the princess and the drones are going to be mixed. And you probably don't want mixed. You probably want them to be, have all the traits on there. So, total 3 times you have to run that through generally. The other thing, we get the bloody here. I was looking at the uses for this. This is how you make the bloody. Now the NEI is showing this. We can bound a bloody princess and a bloody drone. So, why don't we give that a try? We still got this thing set up. So, take this. Bound. Take a look. Longer, fast, no effect. So it doesn't look like anything particularly interesting. Doesn't produce anything. No other mutations possible. So, it's a mystery. We'll have to figure out what the heck it does exactly. Bloody. Ouch. Ouch. Alright. Got ourselves a pair. So, I guess I'm going to have to experiment with these a little bit. See if I can't figure out what they do. Let's try throwing them in here. See what happens. Take that out. These guys out. Sky obstructed. Alright, I guess we need to modify it. I'll go modify it, I'll be right back. Alright, this one's going to give us what we need. What we want is cave dwelling. It'll allow it to work underground, not need line of sight to the sky. Throw that in there. Okay, looks good. Nothing in the altar. 0, 2, 3, 6, 3, 0. So we'll let this run a little while, and we'll see if it makes any difference on any of this stuff. In the meantime, last thing we want to do, we've got the all these panels we made up. Go ahead and grab all these to make more still, but this will be enough for one apiary, hopefully. Put all these in here. We got the impregnated casings, which the seed oil in this recipe will produce them. And then we Alveary right there. So one impregnated casing surrounded by the send paneling. We're going to need 26 of these. That's a lot. You can see we're running through those sended panelings pretty fast. And we're going to need half slabs of wood. 9 of those. Alright. So this is right below it. And this is where we'll set it up. So we're going to need 3 things. The top of it's going to have to be half slabs. So we'll set those down first. That lag's pretty bad. Oh, back up, that's why. Alright, then we throw these down. Turn on night vision, break the torch. So, quite a bit of these. You can see it's fairly big. May not seem like a much, but when you know what goes into making them. Alright, and then texture changes like that to let you know that it worked. And you got Alveary. There's no slots for frames, but we don't need it. This operates about 10 times faster than an apiary. And frames, I think, give it an 80% boost. So an Alveary is still faster than with 3 frames in an apiary. So, let's give this a shot, huh? Let's throw one of these guys in there. Let's see what happens. And I think it's pretty dark in here, yep. So, we'll throw down some torches. Maybe one here and one here. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so let's give it a half-life. We'll see what it produces. We'll automate this a little bit later. And it's nighttime. Let's go sleep. So we don't run out of power. Okay, so we had 23630. So that hasn't changed. Is there any blood in the altar? Maybe? No. No flowers. Set to use flowers now. Alright, I guess we gotta re-imprint them again. see, we want... I think we want... This one doesn't change. It uses, does it? Flowers, rocks, that's one we want. Flowers, rocks, throw that in there. Run it through yet again. Change tabs. Alright. Imperial. Oh, those are from the... I was trying to figure out where they came from. Alright. Try this again. Should be happy now. Let that go. Let's check on the Alveary. See what we got going on there. We already got 2. Yeah, was that 3 combs? Yeah, 3 combs. 2 cryotheum, not bad. The diamond bees I've had going. Yeah, we're up to 37 of these little shards now. I haven't been keeping up on the frames, so it probably could be higher. The Alvearies, we won't have to worry about the frames anymore, so I'm looking forward to that. And let's see if we made any progress with this. Yep, got 1 tick. And that hasn't changed. There's still no blood in here, so... Yep. Okay, I don't know exactly what these do unless I gotta... No. It's a mystery. These don't seem to do anything either, so I don't know. Not so useful. Oh well. What we can do is... Well, let's go check. Yeah, over here. And progress there. Alright, we can pretty much access any of these things. We can import and export from any face along this thing, and it should work. Now we have right above here is our line for what is that? Actually, I could take out here, here. There we go. So, yeah, this thing. What we might want to do is move this thing. Well, actually maybe not. Thing to do is maybe run it through here. So I'm thinking we need to hook up the ME system. We probably want to come through right here. let's okay, that's the ME drives, right? Yeah. Maybe come through there actually. Like so. Because we have one Alveary here. We'll probably set up a second one here. And this line can come through and connect them from the back. Alright, so we're going to need some conduit. Conduit. Now what we're going to need is something called a, well, I'm going here. Bus. So we got export buses, we got import buses. We're going to want to import. What an import bus will do is it'll pull anything from out of an inventory. So we make it like that. Import bus. Take that and we come over here. Actually, we're going to need cable. Maybe one of those. Alright. Those, because it won't work with this conduit. This is this will share the space with the cable, and the conduits won't share. It's kind of like micro blocks in a way, so we're going to need that there, and then we can put this like so. Import bus, and so it should suck stuff out of there. So we got stuff in there, right? We got Crotham dust. Now we'll set it up so that we have what am I trying to think here? We need more of those drives. Those are down here, I think. Because right now it's not hooked up to everything else. What I'm relying on is a connection between like from this one, and it'll travel through the rest of these and so forth. Actually, I don't want to hook everything up, so let's actually, I do want this one here. I think this one. And that should hook it all up. That should pull everything out of there. And it's slowly pulling stuff out. Good. Doing what it should do. I don't see anything there. I think that's for a filter. Maybe you can set up a filter and let it pull out what you tell it to. So it took everything out. It should all be in the ME system now. Down. So, yeah, there's our cryothium. And comb. Yep, 4 comb. Alright, so it's also going to pull out the drones and the princesses, and we're going to need to stick those back in to automate this thing. So to do that, we're going to need to use an import bus. So let's go ahead and make one of those. The import bus. No, export bus, I mean. The export bus will export into an inventory. So, one of those as well. I think we're going to need another cable. And come over here, put it here. So you can walk under it. Alright. So this, by default, is not going to be too helpful. We're going to need to be able to export both a drone and a princess. So we need to expand on this, and that's where these cards come in. Capacity, crafting, fuzzy, inverter, redstone, acceleration. I'm not sure which one we want. Crafting will let us craft. Fuzzy will be able to match. Well, we might want a fuzzy. Inverter card. Redstone, actually we probably don't want a fuzzy, now that I think about it. I think maybe capacity card is what we want. And made like so. Alright, so let's go craft one of those. I'm not too familiar with these cards yet. So, we're learning together at this point. Calculation, give me one of those. And it's going to take a little while, isn't it? But we don't got nothing else to do, so let's just wait for it, I guess. There it is. Throw that in there. Capacity card, like so. And up we go. So, and that's where these come in over here. Now you'll notice it opened up more slots. We can do 5 different things now, which is just what we want. We're gonna have to wait for this thing to die off, and it'll show up in the system. So I'm gonna wait for it to die off. It'll take a little while, and I'll just cut back in when it's ready. Okay, so we got our princess in there. Should have our drone as well. Yep, all 4 of them. So, let's see. Now, I can program this thing to import the Imperial Princess and Imperial Drone. So, if we throw these in there, we should find that it's not importing. Maybe needs a redstone signal. Maybe. I don't know. Interesting. Imperial. Well, I got set for Imperial. That's not gonna help. Didn't even notice I did that. Alright. So, let's try that. And that. We will find out. Yep, so you pulled one out, so alright. And a princess. Ta-da! And the next generation proceeds. Alright, so that's the basics of automating with an Alveary using ME systems. This will pull out everything, so cool. Everything automatically gets put into the ME system. From there we could export the combs to squeezers. We'll have to, or centrifuges rather, and that'll be the next step. So I'll have to figure out where I want to set that up exactly. So I'll think about it. I'm gonna make have to make another centrifuge. So I'll make the centrifuge and I'll think about where to put it, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the centrifuges, what I've decided was so I cleared this out a bit more. We're gonna put in, we got space for 3 more Alvearies, so I'll have a total of 4 down here. We might expand on that, I don't know. And then if we go basically kind of through that wall down into here, if I pull out my hammer, we got a line here, so we can put some centrifuges on here, and it should give them power. It also leaves open 3 faces at least. And the reason I want to do that is we can import from it. We have 1 face for importing. For exporting, if we can use 2 faces, or even more, maybe I'll space these out or something. Yeah, I might do that. And then that would leave 1, 2, 3, 4 for exporting. We can only export 9 items maximum. If we look at the where is it? Here? Or the yeah, export bus. We can have up to 2 cards. The 2 means in parentheses over there. It says ME import export bus, which is what this is an export bus. And the 2 in parentheses means that you can have a maximum of 2 of these cards installed. And the first one we open up these 4, the next one will open up these 4. So we'll have a total of 9 spots. So we can export up to 9 different kinds of combs. How many types of combs are there? Well, there's quite a few. So, you know, if we just have these 9 that we can do, if we can use 4 different faces, that's 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. So 9 times 4 would be 36. So we can process up to 36 different types of combs in 1 centrifuge. And with 3 centrifuges, we could do 36 times 3, which is about 108 or something or other, something like that. And I don't know if we have that many. We might not produce all these different types of combs, but you know, the more that we can potentially process, the better, I think. So that's kind of why I want to go with that. Of the 4 export buses. So I'm gonna craft the buses and so forth that I need, set it up, and I'll come back in to show you what I've come up with. Okay, I'm not quite done yet, but thought I'd show you what this thing looks like. So the top faces, I have the import buses. The back face here, I have the power line. So that's providing the power. And that leaves 4 faces left on the bottom, and then the sides and the front. And so here we got one there, one here, and one on the bottom, like so. And you know, we can share more than one because they can all share kind of the block. So it looks kind of like that. And I can put one of these to connect it there, and so forth. And I'll probably just run this stuff over to this line and then down to the ME interface that's right down there, and that should hook it up all to the ME system. I think we could maybe just hook it to right there, there, and then we just need to get in under here somewhere. Yeah, right there. That's an ME interface. So that should hook everything up. Alright. Patch that up. Now we could test this thing by well, let's set this up for dripping comb. First of all, let's make sure that, yep, it's got power. This should import it all into the ME system. I hope. Not looking like it is. There's the import bus. This should be all connected. So I'm not sure why it's not getting imported offhand, unless I gotta sleep. I'll try and troubleshoot it, and I'll cut back in. Okay, I see the problem. This isn't connected with everything else yet. So if we connect it, then hopefully it'll draw all the stuff in. See if it imports now. It's good to do when you're... No, see, it's still not working. We might be running into too many channels issue. You know what? I wonder if each one of these counts as a device. If so, that's going to make things interesting. I'm going to have to look into that a bit more. I think I have to make some more smart cable and test how all this stuff's working. So I'll play with that. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Been pretty busy. Had to do a lot of rearranging, it seemed like. So I put another line. This is a dense cable off the top face of this. We get another 32 channels. So we got this, which is going to connect all these interfaces, as well as that stuff along there. The bottom has that one panel on the lower floor, plus these drives. Now we have 8. We can pull about 8 off. If they're all connected like this, we can only really do about 8. So having a 9th one, so I just put the thing in the middle, because it doesn't make sense to have 9, because you're just going to overload it. Plus the ME interface up there is going to make it one more too, so move that elsewhere. So this top line is what's going up now. here. Yeah, it's coming up through here. And so each one of these lines on a dense cable is 4 lines. So we have 4, 8, 12 at least, between 12 and 15. And we have 5 here, branching off this face, 5 here, 5 here. And I put these panels, or covers, to separate these so they don't connect across each other. This way you can manage how it's getting distributed. So we got 5 on this side for the 5 faces of this machine, 5 faces of that machine, and this one. So we got it all working now. A little complicated. Hopefully you follow it. I don't know how to make it any simpler. If not, but we can test this now. Let's say we want to. We can put upgrades here later. For now, we can just export one. So we'll export stringy comb into here. So let's throw all the stringy comb in and see if it gets exported. And sure enough, it's getting exported, getting centrifuged, and getting re-imported back into the system. So if we look for honey drops, you can see it's should go up here in a minute, or not. Propolis is 100% chance, and we don't see that going up anymore either. A little strange. Power is an issue, probably. Oh, nighttime, that's probably why. Nighttime's always a pain in the butt. So, but hopefully not for too much longer. Once we can get the big reactor online, that's going to solve all of our problems in that regard. Alright, so Propolis going up 7, so the system's working. So yeah, managing these channels can be interesting, but it can be a good challenge as well. I kind of enjoy, you know, troubleshooting, figuring out what's going on, finding a way to make it work. It's pretty satisfying when you can get it all working eventually. This is kind of interesting. It's not showing any channels yet. We are definitely getting stuff, so that's kind of weird. Also, I rearranged a little bit of stuff in here. So I got this coming up. The drives are right here. I just put covers to hide it so you don't see the back side of those. And Alveary will be here, so it's going to hide these anyway. And we can see we're using 3 channels right now. Here's where I moved the ME interface. This is getting the stuff from that mob trap we set up, even though it's disabled right now. And then we got these 2 devices. So yeah, every input bus, every export bus counts as a device. It's going to take up another channel. So, makes things interesting. We're going to have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one's going to need an import and an export. So that's going to be 8 altogether. And so we're going to have to do something else with this, because it's going to overload the bring us up to 9 channels, which we can't handle. So I don't know what we're going to do about that. Once we get all 4 of the apiaries, or alvearies, which won't be for a while, but once we do, we're going to have to come up with another plan for this thing. And for some reason, the princess doesn't always get exported, but it seems like the drones always do. I'm not quite sure why that is, what's going on. We might need some kind of fuzzy interface or something. See, there's no drones, but the princess is there. So we got 19. So I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that. We might need to resort to the APR's pipe, which should be in here somewhere. There it is, I think. Yep. So this little guy, we might have to do like a trick with how we did with the presses here. We have a chest, and then we pull out of the chest and do stuff, and then export it or import it back into the system. We might have to export to like a chest, and then pipe it out of the chest, and use these pipes to direct where the princess goes. I don't know. It's looking like that's what we're gonna have to do. So I'm gonna poke around. I'm gonna like look in the wikis and stuff, see if I can find a solution to this. Otherwise, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So that's gonna do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it was educational. Pretty complicated, so if you're confused, don't feel bad, because it's this is kind of advanced stuff here. It's going to take probably the best thing I would advise is to just play around with it and watch my video, play around with it some more, and the process of actually doing it, trying to make it work yourself, and then seeing what I'm saying, it should make more sense that way. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody. Bye.